One shall stand,
and one shall fall. Yeah. New kids on the block, we here and making it pop. Don't care if you like it or not. The spot we want is the top. The head nerds in charge and R4C to making things happen. If you think you heard what you thought you heard, go ahead and play that thing back. Coming out the speakers in the car in the man cave. The mother bus is about to be knocked off the airwaves. So be very afraid. Better check your gameplay. Sitting on all that and finna take away your fan base. The stage is set. Better put respect up on our name. What you get right now, you get it later. A consistent game, a steady dosage. Once you started, you can't get enough. The people's chant ain't a topic we ain't finna touch. So bring your A game, cause the boys behind the mic finna do the same thing.
What it do, y'all? We back for a special Memorial Day HNIC. We're coming in on your special holiday. I know y'all sitting around eating them ribs, getting that barbecue going. I got my man Don the Magic Wand on the mic, on the ones and twos.
Making it great.
Don, you can speak to the people. That's all right.
Oh, you can speak now?
He had a plate of potato salad. That's where he put the potato salad aside. He was like, Kurt, you going to do this right now? I said, we're going to do this right now. We're not playing around.
Well, you know, it is Memorial Day, so first and foremost, you know, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's deployed right now, can't be here, can't have that cookout. We thank you for your service, and for those fallen, we thank you for your service as well. So we gotta make that great, of course, you know, Memorial Day.
Hey, listen, you know what's interesting? I just found a caveat online with the origins of Memorial Day, how it was actually brought about by free slaves,
correct,
who memorialized black soldiers who died in Civil War, got a proper burial, which I thought was fitting because a lot of times you don't know the history behind a lot of these holidays, but definitely started by free black slaves. So
absolutely. So shout out to them too, man, for starting something that is now USA wide, you know, and expanded to all soldiers and paying that homage and that honor. So
it ain't just about the ribs, y'all.
No.
Listen, I know the barbecue sauce is hitting, but there's a little meaning behind the holiday. So we wanted to stop in. We wanted to show a little love, and we wanted to kind of talk about a couple of things. This is kind of the King's Court.
It is.
I want to rant about one or two things that we got going on in the nerd community. Typically, we have our broadcasts Wednesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. That will not be interrupted this week, but we wanted to kind of give you a special broadcast.
Absolutely.
Trying to bring you more content.
They love you.
Can't go wrong with more content. I don't know about loving me.
They love you.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If being right. See, I'm not going to. I ain't going to hit you with it, boy. I know you got the oldies playing out there.
That's extra.
We wanted to talk about a couple of things going on in geek news. There is a documentary.
Yes.
Or a biopic. Is it a documentary or a biopic?
It's like a little bit of both on Mr. Yang Z, also known as
the Chinese Hercules. Oh, y'all know him as
like Bolo Young. Like he's the hood champion, man. Like Bruce Lee and Bolo, that's like the hood martial arts champion.
I don't know about being a champion. Like I first got introduced to Bolo in Kickboxer, and I'm just saying I was a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan.
You mean what was it, Bloodsport, dude?
Bloodsport. There you go. Yeah.
You are next.
So
he's great.
Bolo in the hood was that we ain't never seen such a large Asian man before. Yeah. It was like, who is this? They have bodybuilders? We were shocked. Because every other kung fu movie usually has
about the same size,
small frame, but the Chinese Hercules,
just come through.
He was looking like Tookie from the Crips. Like, he would swell up on you.
He was fast too. He was fast. Like when was it Enter the Dragon against the white boy? He was like dancing around, just pop. And I was like, whoa, this boy he had speed, he had power. He was just a great dude, and he also did like old school kung fu movies too.
Right, exactly. What blew my mind was him and Bruce Lee were really close friends.
Yeah.
Yo, it literally took me back to find out that they had that kind of relationship where Bruce Lee started putting him on with more things, and then Bolo's career ended up taking off because he was kind of typecast. He was always the arch nemesis.
Well, in his early years, he was the man in China. Like, he was the guy. Like, he was, before Bruce started mainstreaming and getting martial arts out there to the world, he was actually, Bolo was, he was the man. He was doing a lot of great things, and he did it for China, you know. So he did it for himself and country, which, like, a lot of people don't know. He also did a lot of charity work for them kids because he grew up poor. He grew up without much. So for Bolo Young, for me, it's like, that dude, he changed the game. He was a big man that was fast. So he was just as fast as Bruce, sometimes with the upper body. He didn't do many kicks, but he'll jab you to death. Like, he was a bad boy.
Well, do we have a trailer?
We do have the trailer. We're going to play it. You're going to hear the audio, of course, and everything, because this is the new style. We definitely
got a new style. We're trying to give you a new flavor in your ear. Craig Mack in it.
So we're going to play this and then get right back to you. Enjoy the trailer. There we go. Enjoy.
He's one of the most memorable and most muscular figures in action cinema history. He was tearing up the big screen before The Rock, Schwarzenegger, or Stallone, forcing Jean-Claude Van Damme to stand still in Double Impact and Bloodsport. Starring and training alongside the Little Dragon, Bruce Lee, who appeared in over 100 movies. A man who walked his own path and wrote his own destiny. Say hello to the biggest bad guy.
He was a complete and utter gentleman, so professional.
I grew up in the 70s with martial arts and Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon, and Bolo to me was a action hero, a superstar.
Someone that has worked with Bruce Lee, you know, Van Damme.
When I got there in January 1973, I met the amazing Bolo Young.
This guy is always in shape, even in his 70s today, still in great shape.
I'm a big fan, Mr. Bolo. I just wanted to shake his hand. Put his hand out, he said, of course. Nicest guy in the world.
His name is Bolo Young, the Chinese Hercules, and this is his story.
Okay, and we're back. That was the Bolo Young documentary. I don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah, he's looking older, man.
He's he's in his 70s.
He's 70 years old.
Yeah,
really?
70s. I think he's in his 70s. Danny Trejo is also like in his 70s too.
Get out of here,
man. Danny, Bolo, they all getting up there, man.
I think he needs to be in the next Expendables movie.
I wish. I think
Bolo needs. If they could call Chuck Norris out of the depths of death, the co-star. And apparently, I just saw not too long ago that Rambo is having a remake or an additional movie is coming out.
I think so. Yeah.
Because Sylvester Stallone was talking about he was on set and shooting. All our old action heroes, man, are in their 70s.
It's amazing to see because like. Even Bolo Young, you know, he's training the stars of new because they're like, you know, they want more Chinese big men, and it's like, well, he was the first. So you know,
and all that looked all natural. I don't know, you know, Arnold, he was juicing a little bit.
And fun fact. I don't know if you ever saw, everybody's seen the Enter the Dragon. Remember when Bolo grabbed the dude and hurled him over into Bruce Lee? Like he just threw a dude, that was Jackie Chan.
Was it? Really?
Yeah,
Jackie was a stuntman for Bruce.
Yeah, so he grabbed Jackie and threw him into Bruce. He hit Bruce with Jackie, and Jackie almost broke his nose with his hand. He was like, "Please don't fire me! Please don't fire me!" Bruce was like, "That was great. You almost got me." And he's like, "Cool." And he bought him dinner and everything. Like he was super scared that Bruce was going to fire him. But let me show you one better. I included this image. You're gonna see it here. We got
is that Bolo?
That's his son.
That's Bolo's son?
David Young.
Yeah.
That dude is a clone. Look at that dude.
I don't know what I've got to order more rice. I am on the wrong diet.
His son looks just like he cloned himself. He got the lips and everything. That boy like a more dangerous Bolo.
Yeah, because he looked like he ain't got no body fat on him. his body fat is -8.
Just anger.
That's what ladies, just so you know, underneath my shirt, that's what I look like on Tuesdays.
Well, what's more dangerous than Bolo, man, right about now?
Nah, I mean, Bolo will go down as hands down one of the great film villains, period. Because like in Bloodsport, that he was the guy.
Yeah.
He kind of personified villains in the 80s.
Didn't say nothing.
It wasn't a whole bunch of dialogue and whatnot.
Yeah.
He was that imposing figure that you feared on screen, especially as a child.
Because he didn't say, he just walks up, he just does all this, he flexes, and he just beats the hell out of you, man. It was great.
Exactly. It sounded like my mama.
That was like the best part in Bloodsport, where he broke dude's neck, everybody went quiet.
He was like, I'll cheer for myself.
It was just like, what's wrong with this dude? He just like broke dude's neck, everybody's like.
But see, you know what? That's all of Van Damme's movie. Van Damme always had to be the Great White Hope. And he can't dance. But that's a whole nother conversation.
But seriously, man, I mean, like, the only thing more dangerous than Bolo's gotta be a Terminator, man.
Well, and that brings us to another one of our aging heroes of the 80s.
Oh, yeah, Arnold.
Yeah. Get through the chopper. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, we have a trailer for the new Terminator movie that's coming out. They were doing another one. Another one.
Bless up.
Listen, they're like Bad Boy. Can't stop, won't stop. So we're going to play the trailer for Terminator.
Absolutely. That's coming up right now. Who you guys enjoy? It's awesome.
2 days ago, I had this nice, simple life. And now it's a nightmare.
Searching, and home has been found. I'm not stopping.
Who are you?
My name is Sarah Connor. Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
I am human. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
How do we win? We win by keeping you alive.
I'm going hunting.
I love that Arnold looks like Santa Claus. Like, when he answered the door, he looked like Pop Pop. He was like, Pop, what's going on? He embracing the gray.
But why are you in my cabin?
He's fully embraced the gray. And it looked good on him. But I didn't know Terminators could age like that. Like
the T-800s. I remember
he said it was supposed to be like flesh and blood and everything. But essentially, he's immortal.
But he's the only one that does that. That actually ages. Like he says, the skin does something. But with this Terminator Dark Fate, with people like me, I'm a fan of the Terminator franchise. I love it, but there's a lot of things that even guys like me and other fans are like, wait a minute, like they said she had cancer, now she's super well, tugging a grenade launcher and a rocket launcher.
Listen, and she handled that John like a G.
I think she's 80s now.
Nah,
80s.
The actress that plays Sarah Connor or Sarah Connor?
The Sarah Connor actor I think is up there too.
Nah, there's no way in she couldn't be in her 80s.
I think she is, man. Well, remember she has a twin sister too. That's how they did the scene in Terminator 2. It was actually her twin sister that was the Fate.
I didn't know that.
That was her sister. They're like identical twins or something.
Well, Google that for me. See how old she is. Because put it like this: Sarah Connor been kicking tail since I was a kid. like I done seen John Connor's mother kick more behind than a church full of black women.
Oh God!
And consistently. She's always been a staple within the series. Even when they had the television series, she was the focal point. Sarah Connor has always been a linchpin in the series, in one shape, form, or fashion. Because it's still the time paradox of his father being the person that's sent back. But would he have been born if he was never sent back?
Well, thanks to Genesis. Spoiler alert.
You haven't seen Genesis.
Thanks to Genesis, now we're kind of thrown for a loop because now it's about this young girl that they gotta save now. So now it's save her or everything goes to pot. So we're figuring out who is she, how they do this black metal, I can turn into two Terminators, new Cybot Terminator.
Listen,
strange.
Skynet is on a beam. And I don't know what y'all talking about, but every time y'all ask Alexa for something and she answers you back, I get a little nervous. So I'm just saying, we not too far off from Skynet. So y'all call it Skynet, I call it Alexa. Get that? Don't bring that in my house.
You think your Siri's on the way? Where do you live?
Yeah, Siri.
Where you at?
Yeah, Siri's still a little bit too robotic. She be messing up stuff. Alexa be on point. Alexa, rub my feet. Which toe would you like, sir? Like, whoa. All I know is we're not too far off from Skynet. Y'all keep playing around. We already got self-driving cars.
This is like you said. This here like with the whole. As soon as he splits, the other Terminator is just doing like a regular thing, like whatever it was last told to do. And I like that Diego Luna is in there. He's like a regular looking dude, like the Terminator 2 Terminator. Everybody liked that dude because he wasn't
T2000 he was scary. To this day, I don't trust anybody that runs with their back that straight. His form was immaculate. Usain Bolt was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Terminator cop dude, and they went back to that whole thing of just a regular looking guy. I mean, he looks like anybody. He's just like a regular dude with like a flannel on, and so he's the Terminator.
Well, if you're looking forward to it, this is just another iteration in the Terminator series.
November.
They've been adding stuff, like they did another Predator. They have their plans for another Aliens, and James Cameron has always banked on the Terminator franchise. I'm not surprised to see another sequel in the bank, but you know what? We're going to give it a shot. We think you should too. I mean, it has the original Terminator in there. As long as Arnold's in there, I'm definitely with it.
I just want to see what they did with the timeline this time, and hopefully they made some sense out of it. Because
whenever you do time travel, it always gets jacked up. I don't know what. Either way, just give me another Back to the Future.
So I guess we're quoting the whole point of this episode. Time travel.
Time travel. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're gonna do this, right? So I wanted to rant about. Make the Hulk great again. And I just...
For God's sake.
symbiotic relationship established because there is a point in the comic books where Banner stops being Banner.
There was more acting time to Ruffalo. They let Ruffalo just act more. I mean, I didn't.
I wanted to see him act. I could have seen him in all
This scene was amazing. Like this whole thing. There was some.
I'll stop you, moron!
This is.
Oh, stop! Just for once in your life, don't smash!
The big monster!
Big monster!
Let's go!
Like, what? Now you don't want me to do this? I'm talking to you all day. I'm now going in, and it's like, that was awesome. Because you're just like, what?
That was the last time we saw. flex our muscles up on our live feed.
And the new command center.
And we trying to get everything together. And
absolutely.
Listen, as we kind of put out more content, definitely stay tuned. Like the fan page, share our content, show love to the head nerds in charge, and absolutely. We out here. Let's go get a barbecue. I know somebody got to burn hot dog somewhere.
Man, no.
Okay, bye. Hey, let's go to McDonald's.